Hey there guys, welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. If you're not all caught up, go check out the playlist, get yourself caught up, and then of course welcome back to today's episode 3. And we're starting off with a bang, cup tie against Chelsea. Probably going to be the hardest game we play, definitely so far, but it could be the hardest game of the season. So hopefully it's a game that we can come away with a big win into the next round. A couple of things to start off with at the beginning of the episode. Obviously, at the last episode, we were looking at a potential free agent that ended up not being available in Connolly. He's not in the game by the looks of things, or at least he's not in career mode, which means he probably won't be an ultimate team unless he signed for a team and I didn't realise. But I was also asked, will I be signing the players that we have on loan, which is obviously Sato and Dembele. Now, Dembele in real life is an obligation to buy for £1.4 million. I believe Sato has an option to buy, but we don't have the obligation to buy. I can't currently confirm picking him up, but I'm going to see what his market value is. And then I think the vibe will be to try and pick him up, because if I leave it too late, he's going to end up just going up and up and up and up and up in price. And I think we'll end up having a bit of a problem. So I think the play here will be to sort out Dembele and sign him on a permanent. And I'd love to do the same for Sato, but Sato's worth £4 million, which we currently cannot afford. So it's already pushing it with Dembele. In the fact that he's £3 million, and we are going to struggle with that, because if they ask for more than 3 mil, that is like the entirety of our budget. So it's currently sat at, I think we've got 3.8 or something is our current finances. Oh, we're on 4. Okay. So actually what I'll do is I won't go to sign him now. Let me know in the comments, shall we try and pick up Sato or Dembele now as a confirmed permanent transfer, or shall we wait till the end of the season, see what our financial situation is, and then pick them up? They're definitely going to cost us more, but if we try and buy them here and now, we kind of fully shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to January, and it will mean that this team we have now is the team we will have until next season. I will also say apologies, I've got a bit of a sore throat. You can probably hear that in my voice. I'm just doing my best Sean Dyche impression. But Coley is over the moon about the fact that he is getting some game time. And I'm very happy for him, because he's doing really, really well for us as well. So it's good to see some of these youngsters getting their chances. As I said in the last episode, the young players really shining through. So it's good to see. It's very, very good to see. Apparently, Chair is now fully developed as a 75. Not entirely sure I agree with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get him converted into an advanced... Do I want to go advanced playmaker? I think that's what I want to do. I want to get him on that advanced playmaker. I think that'd be really, really helpful. It will help keep him in the position that we want him to be, because he can play cam. That is a position he can already play. But getting him in the advanced role, it's going to take a lot of weeks. Obviously, we haven't got many staff at the moment, but I think the quicker we start it, the better. It will just mean that really does slowly but surely start coming into effect. I'm also, while I think of it, going to change Madsen to be able to play as a holding midfielder. Deep line playmaker is also pretty helpful, but I'm going to go with that holding midfielder just because I quite like having both my DMs, which are centre mids, but having both of them able to play in that role. And actually, I think it makes more sense if I make him a CDM. It's going to take a little bit longer. That's going to be the vibe, though. We're going to make him a CDM, and then we'll make him a holding or deep playing CDM. And I know that's not quite how Madsen... He's better in that sort of almost like a number 8 role, rather than sitting a bit further back. But for the sake of this career mode, I think it makes the most sense. But anyway, that's all this little admin stuff done. Am I slightly postponing so that I'm a little bit stressed about Chelsea? Yes. So I'll stop doing that and let's progress. Okay, so going into our cup game here, this obviously is the usual starting 11. We are going to rotate a little bit because obviously it is a cup tie, and that is normally what we do. We do have a little bit of rotation. Big game. We're going to throw Benny in. Hopefully he can live up to how he has been playing, which has been pretty solid. We're also going to throw in Jack Colback, so he's going to come into that midfield section as well. And then we're also going to play Anderson. Outside of that, we are keeping what is almost a fully first team squad, with it being a Premier League side. Obviously, we normally rotate in the cup. We've got 3 days, so a 2-day gap, and then on the third day, we play a game against Millwall. So it's going to be a tough one, but we're going to go ahead and try and take on Premier League Chelsea. I wonder, have they won the Carabao Cup before? Or that? Well, they definitely, surely they've won the League Cup, right? I'd be very surprised if they haven't at some point in their history. But hopefully we can stop them from doing it again, and we can come away with a huge result. This would be an absolutely monumental game to win. So let's hope that we can do just that. Come on, you us. Benny with the ball early on here, being closed down by Palmer, but he's going to try and take it past Gusto. Gets tackled, but it's okay. It's a nice hunt high up the pitch. The crowd is well up for this one. It's proper loud in my ears right now, but Benny, can he get the best of Gusto? Or almost. Gusto does get back and wins it, but mate, the crowd has got me pumped. I'm well up for this. I mean, I was up for it anyway, but mate, the crowd is there. Colback on the ball here. Played a lovely ball inside. Oh, it wouldn't give me the player that I wanted. And that is going to be an early goal for Chelsea. And Kunku finds the back of the net. I tried to change to be Clark Salter, and it took a while to give me the player I wanted to get. It's frustrating. Do I think I'd have stopped it? I'm not sure. I maybe would have just been a bit closer there to stop the shot, though. But it's 1-0, and the Premier League side do take the lead. 1-0 to Chelsea, and it's not good to go 1-0 down, especially 10 minutes into the game. Keep it alive here. Got to try and rotate this round. We do try and get to Dembele. Cucurella misses the ball there. Takes Dembele out entirely. That's going to be at least a yellow in my opinion. I think a red's a bit drastic, but it's got to be a book in there in my opinion. I won't lie to you, not a fan of Cucurella. I do think he's a bit of a muppet. But we do have a free kick in a position that isn't particularly a shooting position. So that does, of course, mean that I'm really tempted to shoot. But I won't. I'll be sensible. We're going to run over it here with Anderson. Lucas Anderson runs over the ball. Dembele plays it short to him. Anderson with a chance to make it 1-1, and he does exactly that. And Lucas Anderson, we weren't behind for long, boys. 5 minutes later, and we do level the scoring. Lovely stuff to see. It's a bit of a cheeky free kick, playing it short like that, but we do manage to play it through. A little bit cheeky. It's kind of similar to how we conceded against Palace. I'd argue maybe not quite as impressive, but it doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net, and Lucas Anderson opens his goal scoring for the season. It's his first goal for us in this save, and I'm very happy for him. It was a bit ambitious me maybe bringing him in, rotating quite as much, but he's making the most of the minutes today, and that's 1-1. Nicholas Jackson trying to run through here. It's a good overlap there from Sancho. Heverton Santos does really well, though. Gets back and wins it. And actually maybe sets Dembele in a bit of an attack here. Cucurella did stay back, so it isn't like we're running into an open space here. But Anderson going to try and find Sella. Sella touches a little bit heavy, but he's going to find a good pass out here to Dembele. Cuts inside. Going to try and keep it on his left foot. Oh, I've run into trouble. Oh, I'm so unlucky there. I did very nearly get it past him, but it wasn't quite to be. Listen to that crowd. The Come On You Are's going through the stadium right now. You absolutely love to hear it, man. I'm telling you now, it gets me pumped, dude. It gets me real pumped. There was a really good chance there, by the way. If Jackson looked up and Kunku was clean through, no one marking him. Cook was slightly out of position, and Kunku had got still on side, but he'd got goal side of him, and that could have been problematic. But well done there to Cook and Field, doing well to win that ball and help us push forward a little bit. But let's rotate and just take our time. Oh, it's a lovely bit of play. Jackson sees Sancho. Sancho, oh, with a bit of a scuffed shot. It looked like it went just for us, the right side of the post. Trickled ever so slightly wide of that post. That very easily could have been 2-1, and it would have been right on the stroke of half-time. Wouldn't have been a good time to concede at all. Benny out to Powell. Powell with that overlap. He's got Gusto trying to keep up with him, but Kenneth Powell doesn't quite get past him. Oh, he does that time. Lovely bit of footwork. Draws the advantage. Going to try and play it inside to Sella, but we'll take the corner. We're well and truly into added time here. This will be the last chance of the half. If it didn't go for a corner, that would have been curtains for the first half. It's not the best corner. It's straight at Gusto for the first man, but the ref's going to apparently let us play on here. Fergie time in full effect. We try and get it in again, but they are going to get this one clear. Surely, ref, you've got to blow the whistle there, because that's been 6 minutes into 1 minute at a time. I complained about it a lot in FC25 that the AI always seems to get loads of extra time. I can't fault the ref on this one because it was us who got plenty of extra time there. But we go in at the break 1-1, and I cannot complain about that. Very solid performance overall. We've been pretty defensively sound. I would probably hazard a guess to say we've been slightly less in possession, with it still being relatively equal. Yeah, so that's not too bad. 2 shots to the 1 shot for us. 3 shots in total, 2 of which have found the back of the net. So, Yeah, it's very, very evident that it's a real tight and close game for this one here. So I'm going to maybe look to make some changes. I'm going to keep Dembele on for a bit. I think Smith can come on at some point. Obviously, we'll have fully fresh legs in Sato for the game against Millwall. We'll probably look to bring on Coley maybe at some point as well. We've got Chair, we've got Frey. I don't think Frey's going to get too much in this game, but if we get more corners, Frey might be an option for us. So I think for now, we're going to stick with more of the same. Maybe some second half changes coming into effect, but we'll go from there. And yeah, fingers crossed we can come away with something. Let's see if we can maybe slightly step up the attacking side of things in the second half, but keep nice and solidly defensive. Let's find out. Come on, you ours. Cole Palmer and Gusto on this right-hand side. Palmer again with the ball. Kenneth Powell doing a pretty good job of trying to somewhat keep both men quiet, but it's gone to Sancho at the edge of the box. It's a good block there from Jake Clark-Salter. It falls to Jackson. Jackson again to Sancho. He has to go outside of the box here, but he's going to drive his way back in. Clark-Salter does really well there to get in the way of it, and it gives Colback a bit of a chance to actually burst forward here with this ball. Not really a position I tend to see him in all that often. Benny couldn't quite get there. Gusto has been phenomenal, by the way. Gusto has been a real threat both offensively and defensively. He's been a real problem player for us to deal with. So, yeah, it's a definite person to maybe look out for if you're looking to run a career mode and you need yourself a right back. Gusto looks pretty solid. And talking of him, he's back on it. Finds Jackson. He's got a chance to try and play it to Sancho, but he's going to take the shot instead. Oh, got to be careful here. Jackson through again. Really well done there from Jake Clark-Salter. Needed to get across to his man very quickly, and he did just that. You cannot fault him there. He's done really, really well. Overall, I think our defence has been pretty solid, to be fair. Got to be careful here. Gusto on that ball again. He's got the option of Palmer in front, but he turns back and finds Jackson, who's been pretty trigger happy, to be fair, in the second half. He's getting the ball and then just trying to shoot whenever he can. So got to make sure I close him down nice and quickly. But Palmer gets the ball from Sancho. Palmer just sort of slowly bringing it forward here. Gusto doesn't quite get the ball past. Oh, Colback, that's such a bad pass, mate. I wanted it to Benny, but he's tried to play it inside to the very much marked Sam Field. But Nkunku now can't get past Clark-Salter again. Jake Clark-Salter having an absolute blinder here. Ball over the top, not quite into effect. But we do get it back to Santos now. Dembele, oh, he's offside. That's unfortunate, but the offside does mean we can have our changes that we've had scheduled for a while come on. It's going to be Sella, Dembele, Colback, Clark-Salter off, Frey, Smith, Dixon, Bonner, and Dunn. For like changes. They brought on Enzo Fernandez. I think it was Lavia that's gone off, and I didn't see if they had any other changes, but a couple of changes potentially their side as well. But yeah, just fresh legs and a little bit of something different up top. Plenty of pace still out wide with Paul Smith on for Dembele, but maybe a bit more of a target. Sellers not exactly short, but Frey is an out-and-out tall man. Hold on a second here. Got to be careful. Good save, Paul Nardi. Jackson denied by the beautiful Frenchman in between the sticks. And thankfully, it is still 1-1. Reece James and Felix on for Palmer. And I'm assuming that was Gusto who's gone off. Very interesting. Obviously, James no mug. James is obviously going to be very good, but this is the first time I'm playing against any form of James in Career Mode or Ultimate Team. And he comes on and gets an assist straight away. I couldn't jump to get in front of it. And just like that, boys, it is 2-1. Chelsea take the lead. It's unfortunate. It's disappointing, but Nicholas Jackson is going to get himself the goal. The changes happen. The corner comes straight in. And you'll just see here... sorry, it was Sancho. Sorry, I thought James was out there taking it. But you can see I couldn't get onto field to move in front of the ball. And Jackson is up to it. It's a big, big jump. Jimmy Dunn on the line. Couldn't get in front of it. Nardi couldn't get in the way. And just like that, boys, Chelsea regain their lead with not very long left on the clock. Chance here. Santos tries to burst down this right-hand side. He's being muscled the entire way, though. But Paul Smith does pick up the ball here. Decent spot. The pass to Frey is laboured. It's slow and it's disappointing. And that is probably going to have been our final chance to get anything from it. That pretty rapid counter-attack on the right-hand side. But that's it, boys. We do go out in the cup. I think overall a decent showing of ourselves. We just couldn't create enough in the final third. Second half especially, you'll see nearly all of those chances fell Chelsea's way. And that will be, sadly, us bailing out of the cup in unfortunate circumstances. Couldn't quite get there in the end. A disappointing loss in the cup, but the derby days continue as we have another London derby, this time against Millwall. And also, can we appreciate... we are second in the table right now. We are absolutely cooking. in the league. We're doing pretty goddamn well. And hopefully we can continue that. Millwall having the opposite kind of season. They're very much struggling down in the relegation places at the moment. So I'm going to skip forward to the game. If anything happens in between, I'll see you there. Okay, something has been brought to my attention by two players. That is Steve Cook and Kenneth Powell, both of which have asked to continue their contracts here. Now, it is very much worth noting we have a healthy number of players whose contracts run out at the end of the season. I think it's going to be pretty important that we tie these guys down to longer contracts. Otherwise, I think come January, we're going to be losing a lot of players. Realistically, players like Powell, players like, well, Sato. Is Sato here on a permanent then? Sato is here on a... Okay, so I don't need to sign Sato. Sato apparently is just our player. That's worth noting. EA slightly goofed on that one, but I'm okay with it. So the likes of Powell, Sato, Chair, Walsh, Dixon Bonner, Lloyd, some of these younger players as well, potentially could get snapped up by other teams on freeze in January. So we really do need to maybe consider actually this as an important thing to do. So I'm going to definitely do Cook's now because Cook did ask for a contract and I did say yes before realizing quite how many players there were going to be. So I'll sort this, but again, let me know in the comments. I think we have to prioritize a lot of these players. I think if it's my choice, we'll re-sign Cook because I did say yes to him. Powell, Sato, Chair, Frey, we'll re-sign Salomon maybe to get loaned out a little bit. Walsh, Dixon, Bonner, Lloyd, Anderson, Coley. That's my thought. So we'll be letting Fox go and we'll be letting Colback go. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. But yeah, that will be a lot of our money, I think. I really do love the additions of these comments as well. So Cook saying this, obviously tweeted out that he's pleased to stay here and that he loves it at QPR. But then he's been absolutely mugged off in the comments. Alfred doesn't understand that no one cares about the football or soccer debate. Faye, outrageous comment, personally banned. And Emerson's here for it. Emerson's all about it. But yeah, I just think it's a lovely addition and I absolutely love them. So here is our starting 11 going into this one. Now, it is worth noting some tired legs. And actually, one of them, I forgot to take off the pitch. So we have had to rotate quite heavily across the starting 11 and bench. You can see all of those tired players in the reserves there. We have got Nardi. We have got Fox, Morrison, Dunn, Ashby, a fully changed back four. Sato, Madsen, Field, and Coley with Chair and Frey. So in the attacking third, Coley and Frey coming in, but the entire back line is changed from our usual 11 and also obviously from the cup game. So heavy rotation, but hopefully we can come away with something here against Millwall. We performed well in sections against Millwall, but I would say it's one of the most boring games of football I've seen in recent times, and that is saying something. I would say when I say we performed well, I'd say we had maybe five minutes here or there, sort of every now and again, doing okay, but it was a really flat performance. Hopefully this can be much more exciting. So home to Millwall. Let's see if we can get back to winning ways after an unfortunate loss in the cup. Let's see if we can get it done. Go on, you Oz. We lose the ball in a bit of a disappointing spot here. Field coming across to try and win it back, though, and he does so very well. Sam Field is honestly an absolute rock in the middle of our team. He is so good, and here he is actually bringing the ball forward now. Going to try and find Chair. Unfortunate, couldn't quite get it there, but I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. Sam Field, mate, what a beast. Got to be careful here as we're hopefully not going to let them in. Got to be just super careful not to let anything happen here. Watmore on the ball. Coley does really well initially. Watmore gets a good cross in there. Nardi is beat. Oh, well done in the end there from Morrison getting that ball away. But that was a lovely header. Nardi couldn't get to it, but we were saved by the woodwork. That could have been a real problem early on. But, mate, Millwall have looked very threatening in this first third. They haven't had too many chances, but 20 minutes in, and they're just knocking the ball nicely round our area and causing us problems. But Coley into Frey. Frey back to Sato. Sato, sadly, shot hits the defender. It's a good effort. It's our first chance of the game. Hopefully, it's the first of many, though. Oh, well won. Nice high up the pitch for Millwall. But we actually have a chance here to counter as their fullback. Oh, that's an awful tackle, referee. That is an awful tackle. I can't believe that. That minimum a yellow card on that one. He's never getting the ball. He's not playing the ball either. And that is a straight red. And I think that's a justified red card as well. That is a poor, poor attempt. Nowhere near the ball. Absolutely takes Ryan Coley out. And just like that, Millwall are down to 10. I think, honestly, that could be a real chance here. A bit of an opener for us. If they haven't got a left back, or at least they're playing somebody out of position, you could see Coley was already getting chances. Both of the chances we've had to sort of burst forward have both come from Coley running down the wing. Good ball in there. Sato tries to head it back across the box. It's going to fall to Coley. Coley to Ilias, who couldn't quite get the shot. I just wanted to open it up on that left foot and just hit it, but the defender got there just beforehand. So it'll be really interesting to see now how Millwall set up and if we can break them down a bit easier now that they are down to 10. A huge moment in the game potentially there. Oh, it's another good ball in the box there. That could have been a problem. Bradshaw's header, though, thankfully was relatively tame and it fell nice and easily into the arms of Nardi. But first half over, and honestly, not too much in the way of action. We had two decent chances, both of which were thwarted by the defence. But Millwall with the only real efforts, that headed shot towards a goal, they hit the bar, being the only real chance of note for either side, I would say personally. So going to have a quick look and see if I go onto performance, will it show me the formation they're currently running? Okay, so they don't still have a left back on the pitch. So this could be a real good chance for us to maybe get something from this. I'm going to give Coley just a little bit more time. Paul Smith, I think, could be a real winner for us here. Absolutely rapid, running at that empty left back spot. That could be a real game winner in the second half. But we'll keep the team as it is for now because I don't think we need to change too much here. I'm going to ask Coley, though, to make me a run straight out the gate. Instead, Frey has made the run. But look, you can see the space there for Coley out wide. It does exist. We're going to try and play the ball into Frey, but it didn't quite work out. But, okay, just bear in mind, boys, our right mid, whoever it may be on the pitch at the time, I think will be the winner of this game. Pick up the ball here on the right-hand side. Ashby's going to try and burst forward. Frey, not quite the quickest, so I haven't really got somebody to play it into to run in behind there at that moment, but he's done well to keep this alive now. Ashby, I could have done with the overload there, my friend. Here it is. Ashby running on the right-hand side. Coley's going to turn and find him. Ashby inside to Frey. Frey to Sato. Sato with the first-time shot. It's a good save from the keeper. It's our first time testing the keeper, and he does very well. Keeps it at 0-0. But, boys, this is, like I said, that right-hand side is going to be our chance to win this game, I think, honestly. Sato actually gets the ball in a good spot here again. Sato, it's a good shot. Looked like it maybe hit the hand of a defender. I won't lie to you there. Nothing given. I don't know that handballs are on, but looked like a handball. Chair out to Coley. Coley now inside to Frey. Frey takes a touch, takes a second strike. It's towards goal. It's a very good save again from the keeper. He's been asked a couple of times, a couple of things now. He's slowly being warmed up, and he's been equal to both the shots we've had so far. So Jensen's going to hopefully be continuously busy for the last 20 minutes. I've got changes ready to come on. I could do with them coming on a bit quicker. Coley inside. Ilias Chair. Going to play it back out to Coley because he's got space because the right back... left back, sorry, doesn't exist. Coley tries to get it into the box. Cooper's going to get it away. The one criticism I have playing against Legendary, the AI, as I've said many times, gets so defensive and it's like they're time wasting. I've had these changes queued since like the Sato chance. The ball has not left the pitch because they just keep the ball at the back. That is literally all they do. As soon as you put pressure on them, they turn around backwards, they play the ball backwards, and the clock just disappears. So I have literally had no chances to make those changes that I scheduled over 30 in-game minutes ago. It's the one criticism I have of playing against Legendary. The time wasting, at least that's how it plays, is unreal. It's ridiculous, and it kind of does kill the game a little bit for me at times. But we weren't able to open them up, even though they were down to 10. We were making plenty of chances on that right-hand side. As I said, second half, I thought that was going to be huge. We were bringing on two changes in the midfield, Dixon Bonner and Varane. We were going to bring on Smith on the right and just really send it at them, go with some creativity in the midfield and then some pace on that right-hand side. Also bringing on Sella, so a striker that's a bit more able to keep up with the pace on the right-hand side. But those changes never surfaced because Millwall just kept it at the back in the end. But that happens. That's more down to, I think, the difficulty than the individual team. Unfortunate to only pick up a point, but I will not be upset with picking up a point over losing all three. So it is what it is. It's disappointing to not come away with the win in a game that we probably should be doing better in, but it is what it is. We get a message here from Anderson, who's upset he didn't play. I won't lie to you. I didn't see that he'd asked to play, but I'll be honest with you, I wasn't going to play him. He was absolutely knackered. A scout report from England. This isn't our youth players, is it? No, this is just a general report. Not too fussed about that because we're not making signings right now. But our next game is up against Blackburn. We'll have a quick look at the general table standings here. Leeds United lead the way with 1 loss and 5 wins. Sheffield United up there as well in second. Ahead of Norwich on goal difference. We were above both. But picking up just the 1 point sadly means we weren't able to do it. If we'd have actually won that game, we'd have been at least level with Leeds United on points and goal difference, but they'd be ahead on goals scored. Worth noting there. The other teams in the playoff are Sunderland and Cardiff City. And then down at the moment in the relegation scrap, we have got Oxford United, Sheffield Wednesday, and Millwall, all at least with points on the board now, because I don't think Oxford or Sheffield Wednesday had points on the board when we looked last time, or at least they definitely didn't have a win, but Sheffield Wednesday having their first win of the season as well. But it's a bit of a scrappy one down there. A couple of teams down there maybe you don't expect. Burnley sitting in 13th, for example, is a little bit crazy. But the other newly relegated teams are a little bit better faring. Luton in 9th and obviously Sheffield United in 2nd. So I think for now, boys, we are just going to power on through. We've got a whole week between now and Blackburn, so the team will be fighting fit and ready to go. We'll be able to play whichever 11 we want. And when it comes to playing whichever 11 we want, we're going to play the main 11. This is our usual starting team, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't think I'd say this is broke. I would say that this is probably our strongest 11. So it's what we're going to run with, going in with the usual squad, and hopefully we can come away with 3 points away from home. And obviously not going to be an easy one, but I'm hoping that we can just make more chances against Chelsea and against Millwall. We didn't create enough, in my opinion, and I think that is what is holding us back ever so slightly. So hopefully a few more chances in front of goal, and hopefully us using our usual 11 will maybe make that a little bit more viable. Let's find out. Come on, you ours. This has been a very scrappy first 15-20 minutes here. Blackburn are really, really closing us down quickly. Anytime I try and turn, anytime I try and find a little bit of space, I'm really very much struggling to find those little chances, find those little pockets of space to actually play the ball at all. And they are closing us down very quickly. This is similar vibes to how we struggled against Sheffield United, in all honesty. This is they're playing a very, very similar brand of football, and I am finding it difficult to match up to here. But Dembele, you can see there, look how quickly he's closing us down. Compare that to against Millwall, where we had a little bit more time and space, a little bit more of a chance to look up, find a pass, or maybe like try and take a man on. Not at all against Blackburn right now. They are closing us down like their life depends on it. Blackburn can't quite get inside there. Kenneth Power is going to get back and is going to clear it and find Dembele. He's going to have to react quickly because he is, as per usual, as I was just saying, closed down very, very quickly. But he's going to have to play it off again. Kenneth Power now with a chance to try and run down the line. He is just about going to keep it on the pitch. Finds Seller inside to Ilias. He's just going to have to shoot, I think, from range, and it's a real good effort. Pierce has to get there, and he does just about get there. Sort of almost on a bit of a trivela there from Chair. Didn't ask for it, but that's how he hit it. My thought process was, I'm not going to get past the men right now, so I'm going to have to try and just have a go. And it's a good cross in from the corner here. Seller's not quite going to get there. Clark Salter tries to keep it alive, does so, and is going to try a shot for himself, but it hits the defender, and they are going to get this one away now. Dolan on the ball, looks back and finds Todd Cantwell. Cantwell going to lay it off again. You can just see they're proper calm and composed on the ball, but they're absolute whippets when it comes to me being in possession. Sadly, no added time there, so it is just going to be the 45 minutes. We didn't quite get the chance to make that counter, but I have to say, this has been a very, very scrappy, well-contested game in the middle of the park here. Absolute credit to Blackburn because they have kept me incredibly quiet. That one chance with Chair definitely being our best chance of the game. I would say probably the only chance of the game. I don't think they've had a shot, but yeah, it's been a real scrappy one. It's been a real tough match. Yeah, they've had no shots. We've had 2, and that included obviously the shot from Jake Clark-Salter that was comfortably blocked early on. But yeah, I think we'll keep that the same. I don't think there's any need to change anything right now. Maybe we'll make some changes based on stamina in the second half, but at the moment, I need a little bit of time on the ball. We're set to play counter-attacking football. I can't counter-attack. Oh, this is a lovely bit of play here from Blackburn. Nardi with a phenomenal save. Just sort of left his right arm hanging out there to just save it as it was just working its way around him. Phenomenal save there. Dolan going off for Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson, good little player, but Dolan's a good little baller, you know. So I'm not upset to see him go off the pitch. But Sigurdsson is also a good little talent. So got to just be careful here. Not let this ball in the box would be nice. But Cantwell's now got it edge of the box. It finds Sigurdsson. Is he going to unleash one? He's found the space. Well done there to Kenneth Powell getting in the way of it. I thought I'd sort of... I mean, I wasn't saying that Sigurdsson was bad, but I thought I'd commentate a curse myself by saying it was odd that they took Dolan off. I'd have felt a right mug if he'd scored immediately then. But yeah, we got away with that one. Blackburn bring the ball forward here. They've worked it round Kenneth Powell really nicely. Inside, it's a good effort. It is just wide of the post from Cantwell. He is slowly but surely building up into this game. We've made a couple of changes here. Brandon Smith on for Madsen Dembele. Mainly just stamina changes, I'll be honest with you. I'd also like to change Cook or Clark Salter because they're also both quite tired. But Jimmy Dunn, our centre-back rotation, is also pretty tired. He was the least tired out of Fox and Morgan. But yeah, sadly, it didn't quite pan out for us to have an availability on the bench. I think I'm going to have a little look at some of these, the training... Oh, field, that's poor. Some of the training situations here. I think our bench and reserve need to be upped a little bit. I had them mainly focused on sharpness because obviously if they're not playing that often, they're not going to stay as sharp as the outfield 11. But I think I'm going to have to up their stamina conservation as well because that's becoming a bit of a problem where we don't really get rotation options off the bench. But 20 minutes on the clock here. Blackburn built themselves into this game in the second half. They are definitely the team in the ascendancy. We can't really get out of our half. We've been well and truly pegged back. Ball forward now. Sigurdsson on the ball. They're going to try and rotate it. They take the strike. Nardi catches that one well. And we have got to build something now, boys. Come on. Lias Chair. Chance to really bring this forward. Not many options for Chair, but he does look out wide and find Paul Smith, who cuts inside really nicely. Seller with a lovely run. Seller with a strike. Good save from the keeper. Oh, it didn't quite drop out to Sato, who on the edge of the box was just bursting in there to find it. Couldn't quite get there in time. The defender gets it and gets it away, but that's much better from us, boys. That's so much better. Sato brings the ball inside here. You can see the option out wide, but they just commit to that tackle so quickly and stop us from like really playing the ball around at all. Sigurdsson plays the ball through. Clark Salter is going to get there ahead of Guy, and we are going to get that one away. And I think that'll probably be all she wrote. I don't think they'll give us a chance to run on for it. No. Another scrappy game, a 0-0. In the last episode, we were Kings of the 1-0. This time, it's ever so slightly worse, and it's Kings of the 0-0. We're not faltering, but we're really struggling to break these teams down here. It just feels like our tactics are being read a little bit, and we're just struggling possession for different reasons. Millwall kept the ball really well and just sort of kept possession and stopped us having a chance to make anything, whereas Blackburn were real quick to close us down and cause us problems in that way. So kind of a bit of a mixed bag of things there. 2 times we have struggled to really break teams down, and it's been heavily down to different play styles. So disappointing not to get the win, but hopefully we can bounce back, and I'm optimistic that we will be able to work our way into some form again. He is not very happy that we didn't get the win because we took him off. I need you to stay fit. Also, Madsen, I won't lie to you. You were a bit crap, fella. You weren't that great, my friend. We're going to work our way forward to the first of the month because we should have our first Youth Scout reports in, I believe, from our Youth Scouts. Can I see all my tasks? There we go. Youth reports. Let's have a little gander. Let's see if we found any up-and-coming talents to bring forward into our future squads here. So predicted rating currently between 47 and 63, potential of 65 to 89. Could be decent. Dylan Norton. 50 to 56, 54 to 74. That one is going to be a no from me. I don't think you'll ever make it into the squad. Oliver Skinner, potential of 68 to 92. Potential starting of 44 to 60. Not too bad. Alfie Brooks, 43 to 59. Potential max 82. I'm going to say no to the max 82, I think there. Same, sadly, for Waters. Max of a 72. And then Charlie Sanderson, max 86. We'll keep hold of these 3 for now. I think I might sign Oliver Skinner just because the max 92 could be a potential vibe there. He is a bit slow. I think we might go for it. Yeah, we'll sign him up. We'll sign Max Oliver Skinner. Get him in the system there. And then we've got A Little, who's only found 2 players, but it is a lower rated scout. Issam Ahmed looks like he could be decent eventually. Current potential rating of 35 to 49. His potential to 62 to 86 will keep hold of him. But Kader Ibrahim, I'm afraid, my friend, your max potential is not that great. So we'll just keep Issam Ahmed scouting. Not too many people there from the first scouting set of players, but